most of you guys have already heard about the Chris Watts case, right? The psycho killer that killed his wife, his pregnant wife, and his 2 kids, and thought he was gonna get away with it. Well, this is a different type of video, because not only am I going to be explaining briefly overall what happened in this situation, but I'm not going to bore you guys with details. But because of me being who I am, I had to dig deeper into the spiritual side of this case, and I wanted to know what Chris Watts said was actually real or not, as far as how he murdered his pregnant wife and his 2 kids. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to tap into, and I'm gonna show you a video in between, and I'm gonna tap into their spiritual side. I'm gonna communicate and talk to the dead wife and his kids. What I want to do is I want to be nosy, meaning it didn't make sense what he was saying, how he killed his family, and that's why I wanted to jump in and be nosy and kind of snoop around and ask his wife and his kids how they actually got murdered by the hands of this man that they looked up to for protection as a father and as a husband. You know, sometimes it's sad, but sometimes the people we least expect to hurt us are the main ones that would actually hurt us. This case I have been following for a long time, only because it irritates me the fact that this monster thought that he could just get away with murder. Not only that, what really pisses me off, the reason why I decided to make this video, which you guys are going to watch from beginning to end without any excuses, including the ads, because in the beginning I did not believe how, but the reason why I did want to investigate deeper into this on a spiritual side, he actually murdered his family, and this is why I'm going to dive deep into this case to talk to you guys about this. So before we move on real quick, don't forget to subscribe, click the like button right now, because you guys are going to enjoy this movie, especially me giving you guys actual events of what happened that you've never heard or seen before anywhere else, especially not coming out of the murder zone mouth. And you're gonna like this video because, I mean, of course it's me, Monica the Spirit Queen, the one and only real psychic medium that's always telling the truth no matter what. Let's dive deep into this case, and I'm going to explain to you guys a few things as far as the spiritual side of this family. What happened to the house? When I was watching how this piece of shit was talking about how he murdered his family, I did not believe a word he said. Some things were not adding up, and that's what made me dive deeper into it and look into it to see if actually, if what he was saying is the truth, or if not, I was gonna leak out the truth and let you guys know exactly how he killed his family. Innocent people got murdered in that house. This video has a big trigger warning on it. I'm gonna tell you right now that there's a discretion advised to all you guys. So if you guys have a weak stomach, it's definitely not for kids. If you guys have a weak stomach, don't watch this video. Watch my other videos. I have like almost over 1,000 other videos on this channel that you guys can watch and enjoy, but I'm saying you guys will enjoy this one too. So strap on your diapers and let's dive in here right now. Apparently this new family, whoever it is that bought this house, Chris Watson's house, whom he killed his family in, ended up putting the house back on the market shortly after they bought it. What is the real reason? I'm not only thinking the money, the financial part, I'm thinking the spiritual part. You know why? Because when I looked into it, this house is very active spiritually. Again, I'm going to show you guys some videos so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But this house is very, very active spiritually. When there's a murder, some kind of tragic event that happens in a location, it opens up portals to the spiritual side. Portals are open red carpet invitations to any and all spiritual entities that are welcome to come through those portals. That's why I tell people to not practice spirituality if you don't know how to do it, because you're going to open up portals mainly to the dark side, and then you're going to be screwed. That's how I get my clients too, because they contact me. I have to close those portals back up and push the spirits back to where they came from. A whole different story. But anyway, it's interesting that somebody had posted this video. This video actually validates everything that I have been suspecting going on in this house, meaning his pregnant wife and his 2 children are stuck in that house. And the reason why they're stuck is because this incident happened so brutally from the hands of a person. I can't even call him a man, because a real man would never do that to his family, yet alone his own kid. In the hands of this monster that these 2 little kids looked up to and have documented videos previously when they were still alive of how much they cherished and loved their father, and how much their mother loved their father, how much this woman loved her husband. This monster had a mistress on the side. You want to get rid of your family to be with this mistress, file a divorce. I'm here to talk about the spiritual side, the communication of exactly what happened to his family in the hands of this monster. Originally, he strangled and killed his wife in the house, put her dead body in his vehicle. He tried to kill his kids once the same night. Then when he went to kill his wife, he didn't succeed at killing his kids by strangling them. They both woke up. So what did this coward do? He put the dead body of his wife and his unborn child in his truck, took his 2 kids that are still alive, drove them to this facility where he works at, or used to work at, dumped them in this oil tank. It's so bad to where they couldn't even have an open casket funeral for these kids because their bodies were more than half dissolved. And the reason why this coward did it is to get away with the lie of telling them how he actually murdered them. And once I heard that, that's what made me look into this case, and justice can finally be served for the family, the victim's family, and the victim themselves. So originally, that's what happened. He took them to his workplace and he suffocated, strangled, suffocated his kids. These are his words. But in reality, I'm going to tell you guys this much. Are you guys ready to hear this? He didn't suffocate and strangle his kids. One of the kids, they found defensive wounds on her body. That means she was fighting back while he was suffocating or attempting to strangle them. That's his story of how he killed his family. It pisses me off because he's so much of a coward. I can barely have the words coming out of my mouth right now. He broke their necks, the children. They were fighting back. One of them had defensive wounds on her.
At this moment, you're going to hear a female disembodied voice as I'm talking about this case. Let us know if you can understand what they're trying to say.
Wounds on her. Wounds on her. This whole case irks me. Apparently, this video that I found, the cops are there investigating where is his wife and his kids. Where are they? By then, of course, they're dead, but not forgotten, and they're not gone. Their physical body is gone. Their spirit still lingers around. The reason why they're stuck, I know you guys are gonna comment this and ask me this, so before we do anything else, I'm gonna answer this real quick. The reason why they're stuck in that house is because that was their safe haven. That was their home. So when they passed away, they went back to that house. The wife is there because she wants to solve their murder. I'm gonna start this video and let you guys watch little clips at a time as I explain what you guys are watching and what's going on. Over here, the cops are at the house. The investigators are there. They're looking for clues as to where his wife and children disappeared to. This is before they knew that they're dead. On August 18, 2018, the cops were investigating the disappearance of his wife and his 2 kids. It's security. It's security. This is not the mother of the kids talking. I'm not mentioning any names for their privacy. Again, if you guys want to go look into it, you're more than welcome to Google it, or it's all over YouTube, it's all over the internet, but I'm not going to mention names except for Chris Watts. It's security. The kids. What happens when you see a security guard? They have the black outfit, right? The dark blue or black outfit, uniform, with badges and stuff. So of course, little kids at ages 5 and 3, they don't know the difference between a police uniform or a security guard uniform. The kids are saying it's security. These are the voices that were caught on camera on body cams of these police officers that are coming directly from these children and their mother. Watch this. If this doesn't give you guys goosebumps and the chills, I don't know what will. Now that growl, I doubt it's coming from those kids. When I looked into it, there are multiple portals that are open in that house right now as we speak at this moment. And there are multiple different entities that had poured through in that house. So it's not the kids and it's not the mother, but it's another entity that's in that house that's following these cops around just as much as the 2 kids and the mother are. So this is not coming from either of them besides another entity that's in that house. I'm going to tell you guys what that no is from. It's from his children, one of the kids. Remember I told you guys earlier, he thought he had killed his kids before he went to kill his wife. His kids were not dead. They got up, they walked in during the time of him murdering his wife. So the kids saw their father kill their mother. And they're reliving that incident until today. Let's hear that name again. Let's hear that voice again. This is his wife screaming out to these investigators, to these cops that are searching for clues on the whereabouts of this family. And she's not just saying Chris, she's saying it's Chris. She's screaming out. I know it sounds like a whisper on our end with our electronic devices that catches their voices, but in reality on the other side, they're talking loud, just like I am. They're yelling, they're screaming, they're trying to make their voices heard, their presence known. And this is exactly what they're saying. She is saying, it's Chris. It's Chris. She wants their attention on her husband. She's trying to tell them a story. She's trying to say, Chris did this. Chris is the one you guys need to look into. He's responsible for our death. We are dead. So she's trying to get their attention. Mommy, her kids are yelling for their mom. They're clenching on to their mother. They're scared. They're confused. They don't know what's going on. They don't know why they have all these strangers in their home. How are all these strangers allowed to be in their home? And their father being there. Why is their father not saying anything to these people to kick them out? Why are they welcome in my home, in our home? At the same time, while all this is happening, the kids and the wife, their mother, are reliving their death. This is why they need to be released. They need to be free from being in that hellhole, which is in their house. I'm with Cece. Cece is one of the names. I wasn't gonna give up their names, but their mother did. Cece is one of the names of their children. And the mother is saying, I'm with Cece. She's letting them know that she's got her kids with her. She's trying to, again, get their attention. These people that are in their home, ripping things apart, turning things upside down, looking for clues on their disappearance. She's telling a story, and so are the children. Check. Going back to what I just said. They're telling a story. They're trying to solve their own murder. They're trying to solve their own case. They're letting them know, we're here. They're screaming from the other side. We are here. We might have crossed over. Our bodies might be dead, but we're here. And we're letting you guys know we're here and what's going on. We're telling you guys what happened. Listen to our voices. They want to be heard from these people that are in their home. Get out. This is our home. Going back to what I said. They are trying to solve their own murder. At the same time, they are confused by reliving their death at the same time as to what is going on and why are all these people in my home? Because they're stuck. They're trapped there. They need somebody like me to go in there and release them to be free and to go to where they belong, where they need to be at. That was the wife, the mother of these kids, moaning. And what she's doing in here, again, going back to being confused as to why all this is happening, at the same time, amongst all this mess, they are reliving their death. And what you are hearing, this type of moaning, is an individual taking their last breath before they cross over. Again, if this video does not irk you, not me, but what this piece of shit did, then there's something wrong with you. Something told her there's another entity that's there. Again, they're talking to these investigators. They're trying to get their attention. They're trying to tell their story of what happened. Something told her, and then you hear the moaning again. I don't think it's saying that's toxic. It's saying, let's look in it. What was in that trash can that they found? Notice that the officer is getting near that trash can and the spirit is saying, let's look in it. Encouraging the officer to look inside the trash can for clues. Again, trying to solve their own murder. Now, the reason why spirits hiss is because they get frustrated for many reasons. Not all spirits are dark. Not all spirits are bad. So yes, they do have the same or very similar emotions as we do. We could be yelling and screaming and cussing, but instead of doing that, the spirit hisses, which is the same thing. They're frustrated. They're letting out frustration. They're trying to help these officers. They're trying to direct these officers in the right direction of where to look at, inside the vehicle, inside the trash can, in the bedroom, under the bed, in the bathroom, for clues. So yes, they're going to get frustrated and they are going to growl. They are going to hiss. They are going to throw a fit because they are frustrated in the situation.
Well, there's plenty of person in here.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. What in the world is that? Here.
Yes.
Yeah. Here.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was not a giggle. It was a cry. I know it sounds like a giggle, and this is the part of the videos that people post that really irks me because they have no idea what they're saying, especially when it comes to spirituality. That was not a giggle. That was a whine. That was a hurtful cry that came out of one of the kids. Mommy, mommy, and they're crying because they're scared. They don't know what's going on. And at the same time, why are these people in my house? And at the same time, their death. They're reliving their death. So they're living in a nightmare right now. That was not a giggle. I know I could tell the difference between a spiritual giggle and a cry. And the kids are very upset on the other side. So I hope you guys learned a thing or two about spirituality. That's what I do. This is why I make these type of videos, so you guys can understand how spirituality works. This is a message for Chris Watts. I hope that the cries of your wife and your children never leave your ears 24/7, as long as you're still breathing on this planet. You are a piece of shit. This is how pissed off and frustrated this case made me. It's disgusting. We're talking about 4 lives. 4. The 2 children, the wife, and the 3rd child, the unborn child. 4 lives over a homewrecker. There's a special place in hell for people like that with their names written on it. I hope you feel guilty 24/7. You live in a nightmare reliving the fact that this man killed his family for you and because of you. I could see right through the people. She could sit there and do her crocodile tears all over the news stations, doing interviews, apologizing as if she didn't know. She knew. She knew about his family, his wife, his kids, and his unborn child. And what did she decide to do? Nothing. She continued to spread her legs open for that married man. Yeah, you knew. I need to go cleanse myself after this. I'm gonna go cleanse myself. I'm not gonna create my own negative energy around me over this piece of shit. But I would absolutely love to help this family. If the state, like I said, whoever has this house, whoever is in charge of this house, if they want to get a hold of me and contact me, I would love to go over there and clear up the whole entire house. So that way, the new owners that buy this house, I hope that they live a more peaceful life without having to live with these negative dark energies that are lingering around because of this piece of shit. Thank you guys so much for watching. I think I'm going to be doing a lot more mystery cases like this, murder cases, so that way I could shine some light on what's really going on, maybe even unsolved cases. I could give you guys clues. I don't have to physically be there when the crime happens. I don't physically and personally have to know these people, but I could speak with the dead. They tell me their stories. I can look into a lot more deeper than the investigators can from the other side, and possibly put the puzzle pieces together, give them some clues to go off of and solve the cases. Anyways, I love you guys. I am beat. I am tired. I am going to bed. But first I need to cleanse myself. Contact me for readings, booking investigations, or if you guys have family members or know of cases that are very similar to this, or just any cases that you guys have questions about, I might be able to help answer those questions that you guys need. You know, give you guys a little bit of closure. I'd be happy to do that for you guys. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.